In this video, I want to talk about my month 3 update to my lean bulking journey. I started this lean bulk about 3 months ago. I started from 146 to 148 pounds. Even though I was very lean and even with ripped abs, there was really 2 main reasons why I wanted to start a lean bulk. The first reason is that I just really wanted to add more size, because you guys are probably going to look at a video of me in shape at 146 to 148 pounds, and you guys are probably thinking like, wow, your body's already amazing, why would you just want to gain more weight? To me, I felt as though I was small. I felt as though I was just very like flat chested in general, and I just felt like all my muscles was just in one place, which is my arms, and I really wanted to change that. And plus, I want to see how far I can go when it comes to my physique, because I just want to max it out. I always wanted a body to where it's like an icebreaker, where you look at somebody or you look at me in the future and you're like, wow, how do I get a body like him? Wow, you could see like years and years and years of hard work and dedication, discipline that ultimately leads you to that result. Those are just the 2 main reasons why I wanted to just start the lean bulk in general. Now, my dream weight being lean is somewhere between 160 to 165 pounds. When I get to that point, I probably would never bulk again after that, to be honest with you guys. I would just be main gaining and I'll forever be lean. And because this is the first time that I'm doing a proper bulk, or that I'm trying to lock in to do a proper bulk, I decided to do it for 9 months and I decided to document it. And this is not my first rodeo when it comes to bulking. I have bulked before, but the problem is that it really doesn't last very long, because I tend to go really fast and it gets to a point where I put too much body fat and then I don't feel good in my own skin, and then it's just a never-ending cycle until I just collapse and I just go back to cutting and getting lean again. I'm the type of person who, even though I can gain weight easily, even though I can actually lose weight easily, I hate to be fat. I hate to have a lot of body fat, and I hate it even more when it's unnecessary. So that's why during this 9-month bulk, I really want to strive to just be able to just stay at a steady rate, and if I don't need to put on extra weight, I won't. Currently, I weigh about 153.5 pounds. Now, you guys are probably saying to yourself, Julian, how are you 153.5 pounds if you clearly told us at month 2 that you were weighing close to 160 pounds? And the answer is that I had done a mini cut. You're probably thinking, Julian, why would you do that? You told us you were going to bulk, so bulk. The honest truth is that I underestimated how fast 1 pound is a week, and also I just disregarded my calorie count. I just ate at such a surplus to where I was just gaining a lot of unnecessary fats. And if you really think about it logically, there is no logical explanation to why I weigh around 160 pounds or sub 160 pounds in 2 months, especially if you're starting from 146 to 148 pounds. That is exactly why I just took the time. I took about 2 to 3 weeks and I just did a mini cut, very aggressive, so that way I can just get back down to the weight that I'm supposed to be. And that brings me to my next talking point, which is that I highly underestimated how much 1 pound a week was going to be. So what I did instead is that from here and going forward, I decided to lower the rate that I was gonna gain weight. So now I'm gonna gain weight at a ½ pound a week. And the reason why I did the mini cut is because I wanted to get back down to my expected weight. And you're probably saying to yourself right now, Julian, what expected weight? What's going on here? So I started this bulk in August 3rd of this year, which is currently 2025. And today, when I'm recording this video, it is October 26, 2025. So it has been 12 weeks. And remember, I started at about 146 to 148 pounds. And when you get the 12 weeks and you times it by 0.5, which is the current rate that I'm using to gain weight, that will leave you at about 152 pounds. And that is the expected weight that I'm supposed to be, given the new rate that I chose to gain weight, which is ½ pound. And that is exactly exactly why I did my mini cut. So that way I can go from almost 160 pounds back down to 152 pounds. So that way I'm not starting from zero, and also just so that way I'm on pace. And I'll be very consistent when it comes to watching my calories, when it comes to watching the amount of water that I drink, and when it comes to a lot of other things that I've talked about already, like tracking my food, tracking my daily weights, and just my activity overall, my step counts. And like I say in all my videos, or most of them when I'm talking about tracking things, is that whatever doesn't get tracked does not get managed. And that is the principle that I run on. And that is exactly what I'm going to try my best to stick to here on out, because I don't want to do another mini cut. And if I do, it will probably be like every 3 months, or when I realize I'm putting on too much unnecessary fats. And I just want to do mini cuts seldomly, and I don't want to do it, you know, this early on. But I'm very grateful that I did do it. Now, I had this idea to ask one of my closest friends what he thinks about my progress so far when it comes to my physique, when it comes to just my strength overall, especially because not only is he one of my closest friends, but he is literally my personal trainer, pretty much. You know, we work out together very often, and he overall just critiques my physique every so often, and he's just really helpful in general, especially for me as somebody who's just really into, you know, the fitness journey. So I'll just give the floor to him and see what he has to say.
Today I'm just going to talk about Julian's progress. Honestly, it's been about 3 months so far. He started off at about 148 pounds, give or take. Now he's roughly fluctuating about 153, 154 pounds. His strength has been improving drastically, actually. He started off just barely being able to do the 80-pound dumbbells on incline for reps, and now he's over here repping the 90s for reps. And that's just within, I don't want to say 3 months is not a long time. It is a good amount of time, yes. But the thing is that now he's repping it. The same rep range that he's did with the 80s, he's repping it with the 90s, and he's this close to doing the 95s and the 100s. Next week we plan on attempting the 95s for him. So after that, after the 95s are attempted, which I'm assuming he'll probably hit like 3-4 reps, then he'll be able to go ahead into the 100s. That's the big boy weight right there. That's what I'm waiting for him to do. Especially at this weight, being a sub 160 pounds and repping that much is really like the strength to weight ratio is prominent. Aside from that, his physique has been blowing up. Yes, of course, it's give or take. No matter what, you're going to put on a little bit of fat no matter what. But the good news is about Julian is that he's sticking clean to his diet. He's eating really clean foods, and no matter what, although he's putting on a little bit of fat, he's putting on a lot of muscle, because one thing to dictate on whether or not you're putting on a lot of muscle is your strength. If your strength is improving, everything is that's how you know you're improving overall. And with that being said, please like, subscribe, follow for more, and make sure that you follow along his journey. And if you need more tips, follow my channel.
I just feel as though by getting my friend's perspective on my progress, not only would you have a third point of view on my progress, but it will just add an interesting flair to this current video. I'm just gonna give him the floor and let him say what he has to say. You guys are probably wondering, how does Julian train in the gym? Like, what is his weekly splits? And I'm going to tell you guys that I mainly focus on training 5 days a week, but lately I've been training about 6 days a week. On Mondays, I usually train legs, and on Tuesdays, I usually would train my chest, my tris, and my side delts. On Wednesday, I would be training my back, I'll be training my biceps, and my rear delts. On Thursdays, I would be training my arms and my shoulders. And when it comes to arms and shoulders, for arms, I train my forearms as well in addition to my arms. And when it comes to shoulders, I'll be training my shoulders all around. And on Fridays, I'll be training my chest and my back. And I have my split like this because for me personally, it has been proven just to really work for me. And I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be applicable for most of you guys or for a good amount of you guys. I'm just gonna say that find your split that works for you. Before we continue with this video, if you're liking the video so far, be sure to leave a like button so more people can see this video, and be sure to leave a comment on your feedback on my progress overall, or just any tips that you guys can give me to further help my journey. Now let's get right back into the video. Like I mentioned before, I started to work out 6 days a week because now that I don't work early on the weekends, I have time now on Saturday to just hang out with my friends at Paris Baguettes, and I also have time to go to the gym afterwards. And on Saturdays, we just work out whatever we feel like working out. Like last Saturday, I think we were working out like our chest or whatever, or I think we did abs and cardio. And this Saturday, which is yesterday, we did arms, we did a little bit of shoulders, and then then we just did a bunch of jump roping. Saturdays is really just a day where we just work out whatever we want to work out, but generally I really am focused on having 5 days to where I'm focused on working certain muscle groups. And while I'm working out on all these days, I never skip cardio and I never skipped abs. And for every single day that I choose to work out, which is 5 to 6 days a week, I do abs every single day, and I also do cardio every single day. And in addition to what I do at the gym, I also make sure that my step count is above 10,000 every single day. When it comes to my diet, my current protein goals is to eat about 170 to 180 grams of protein a day, and that is mainly because 170 to 180 pounds, that is the weight that I aim to be around at the end of my lean bulking journey, right before I begin to cut. And by having that amount of protein in my system, I am fairly confident that I would have more than enough nutrition to build as much muscle as possible. Now you're probably asking yourself, how do you even get that much protein? And this is the first thing that I use. I drink about 2 Premier protein shakes a day. Honestly, it's not really necessary for you. I just find it very easy, very convenient to get 60 grams of protein a day just with these 2 shakes alone. But I also eat steaks, I also eat salmon, and I also eat a good amount of home cooked meals. Within these type of produce that I just named, there's many others that I eat, but these are just the 3 that I can just think of right on the top of my head. Now, when it comes to water intake, I'm very locked in when it comes to drinking 3 to 4 liters of water a day. And the reason why I say this is because when you add that up and when you convert it into ounces, you're going to realize that it is pretty much a gallon of water a day. And I would also drink an extra bottle of water on top of the gallon that I drink on a daily basis. When it comes to my experience during this lean bulk, I honestly don't want to gain weight very fast. I love the idea of putting on size at a very slow rate because it just gives my body time to build as much muscle as possible, so that way I get to just look as lean as I can while putting on size. And I understand that I have to put on a certain amount of body fat, but as long as I'm relatively lean or I just have a flat stomach, and as long as my stomach's not popping out more than my chest is, I'm honestly okay. And I honestly don't want to be doing mini cuts all the time because it just wouldn't make sense while I'm bulking. I hope I get to do another mini cut like twice, 3 times maximum, and I hope I get to just keep it like that. So that way I get to really maximize the time that I am in this surplus for a good amount of time. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when it comes to the diets and holidays like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I'm gonna be enjoying it. Now, ideally, I'm trying to do things as healthy as I can. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like I say all the time, I'm not perfect. I'm just a guy who's just documenting my lean bulking journey, and I'm just documenting in general, just so that way not only am I accountable because I'm posting it online, but so that way I get to hopefully inspire somebody. Even if it's one person, I'll be happy with that. And the 2 main things that I have done within my diet that has made my diet a little bit more healthier than before is, number 1, I have removed oils from my diet. And in order to replace oils and to cook my food as good as I can, what I do is I use real butter. And I understand that real butter has a little bit more calories to it and has a good amount of fat in it, but it is way more healthier than just having seed oils, canola oil, olive oil, because butter is just more natural. And anything more natural than butter is probably gonna be like bark or like animal fat, which they're probably the same thing. And the second thing that I did is I reduced my caffeine intake. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks, a lot of Red Bulls, a lot of Monsters, just a lot of energy drinks in general. And about 1 or 2 months ago, I have been very persistent on just lowering my energy drink intake to a bare minimum. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do indulge in energy drinks every so often. Like, let's say I have a night class and I'm just not feeling it, I'm gonna drink an energy drink, you know? But I've really reduced my energy drink intake by a lot, so I'm okay with where I am right now. When it comes to strength, I have been doing really well in this department. And what I mean by this is that when it comes to dumbbells, when it comes to incline benching, I am almost almost ready for the 95 pounds, which means that in 5 pounds, I'm going to be doing 100 pounds, which is crazy because I don't even weigh like 170 pounds. I don't even weigh close to 160 pounds right now. And I'm already about to touch the 100 pounds, which to me, when you put that into like relative strength, which is like how strong you are for how much you weigh, it's pretty impressive in my opinion. And my experience with how I look so far is that I feel like I'm looking more fuller. I feel like I'm just looking more handsome, especially after the mini cuts. And I just can't wait to see what the future has for me. So that is the end of the video. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.